Hello everyone, Khalid, and welcome to another episode of Oxygen Not Included. So this is the seventh one. It's been a little longer between episodes than I expected. Um, I tried to record this one a few days ago, but I ran into a few technical issues. The dupes were not listening, and things were not going the way I wanted. So ended up resetting the game to the last save game and starting the recording again. So in between sessions, what I have done, I have cracked here this little pocket of chlorine that we had with a pump, pumping all the way into our chlorine space. I have a few low power filters in it, which consist of a gas pipe element sensor with a gas shut off right after. So this one, the gas pipe element sensor, check the element of the packet and open or close the shutoff depending what it is. This one here is set up for oxygen, so if it sends oxygens, shutoff opens, the packet goes through and gets vented into our base, and everything else will make its way into here. So chlorine and carbon dioxide, everything else that could be stuck down over there. I also upgraded this one here, so we got our little CO2 sump. Since there's so much polluted oxygen over here, and it starts to compress, and I want it in here instead. So I played with the pump, pa, sorry, pumps the gases. Same thing, gas pipe element sensor. This one's set up for polluted oxygen, which opened the shutoff beside it and goes into the here, which is my Paku farm slash puff farm. It's a little bit of a mess right now, but as thing goes, we're gonna clean it up. Also, same thing, if I get CO2, CO2 will get senses here, go through the shutoff, dump it to our base, make its way all the way to the bottom, and everything else will make its way here. It'll get filtered again for chlorine and oxygen, and goes back in. So it's a little cycle that will go back and forth, and hopefully keep this here full of chlorine. And another thing that I'm in process of building is I want to make sure that all the food poisoning and all the bacteria in the water from our showers in lavatories get destroyed. So I'm gonna pump all my polluted water in here. I'm gonna put a clock sensor that's gonna open up only once a day, so it's gonna ensure that germ stays in the chlorine environment for at least 24 hours, and that will ensure that we kill everything. Then it's gonna get filtered by the water sieve. I got a second stage here, so if there's anything left for bacterias, they're gonna be in here another 24 hours, hopefully killing everything. And then I'm gonna send a portion back to the lavatories and a portion back into our base. So that's the idea behind it. I don't know if it'll work or not, but we'll give it a shot. And also I made these big monstrosities here. So the idea is that I found here we have Dracos and another Draco egg that's about to hatch. So I would like to have them used in order to create plastic. So I'm gonna create a little airlock in this portion here so that the dupes can come in. Here's gonna be an area filled with hydrogen. So it's gonna ensure that the Draco's fur or regrow. So this one here right now will give us what is it called? Reed fibers. So it's nice. We're gonna be able to do paintings with that. We're gonna be able to make carpeted tiles and increase the decor throughout the base. It's also required, if I remember, for the Atmo suits when we want to go into dangerous areas. So really important resource. So I'm gonna pile a bunch of them in here. I'm gonna be able to share their fur, and the fur will regrow as long as they're in the oxygen area. And the big thing that I want to do is that I want to get glossy Dracos. So if they eat mealwood, which I will plant in those farm tile here, it increases the chance of them to give me glossy Draco's eggs. So once I get those, instead of giving me reed fibers, they'll actually give me plastic, which is a fairly easy way to get plastic, which doesn't require the whole crude oil portion. So it's not as effective, but doesn't generate, this here won't generate heat, and will be fairly painless for our dupes. So I created this big block in order to be able to create a vacuum in here as I start digging into it. So I'll be able to use the then pump the hydrogen. I got a little bit here, quite a few thousand grams. So I'll pump the hydrogen in here. This here will be a small layer of CO2 so that the mealwood can grow. Hopefully everything else will be covered in nitrogen. So I'm gonna increase our priority. I'm gonna start our water lock. So the idea is that here we're gonna be installing a pitcher pump. So we're gonna use water right here this way. So oops, I'm one level too low. Cancel this. And copy this priority 9. So I'm gonna need to deconstruct this one. So we'll be able to make a little step. It's gonna be filled with water, gonna prevent the gases from getting inside here, and we'll be able to keep our vacuum while we work in here. So I wanted this here, and I want another. I want a tile under there. So this here would need to be deconstruct. There we go. So now that this one is up, we'll open up for water, enable the auto bottle function, so that then can go pick up the water straight from the pitcher pump here and dump in here. So it's gonna be able to jump down. I think I hit it right the first time. Yes. Oops, nope, not this one. I usually make it and then pump out the oxygen and all the gas in here. I was trying to do it the better way, but now I'm I would say kind of confused. Let's see what happens. So they'll be able to come here. This here will need to be a door in order to ensure that this here is considered a stable. Then we're gonna be constructing this. So they'll be coming down here. Come on, give me a little bit of water. And forgot to increase the priorities so things get done. So I want to be able to pump this in a vacuum. The Dracos can live in vacuum for a bit, so it won't be too much of a problem to have them stay here for a little while. Like this. So that's all going to be open. I'm going to need to construct this one. This one stay here. And this here will be part of the base. Okay, priority 9. Make this happen. And speed it up so we get things done today. So I had a few puff eggs that was given to me by the printing pod. So I got a few puffs here. They're doing what they can, try to survive. But the idea is that they'll give me a bunch of slime, which will in turn... Oh, what's that achievement? No, okay, but so many that I haven't looked at. What was that one? No, okay, but pretty cool. Reduce temperature of a building to 6 Kelvin. Oh, okay. I guess they probably consider the vacuum that I'm creating here. I'm not really sure what we got to 0 Kelvin. Oh well. Oops. Now that I got water, I'll stop pumping. So now tubes can come in, but they're unable. The gases. This here is still a perfect vacuum. So whatever we'll be able to pump in here, will be just the items we want. Just gonna build a little scaffolding. So I want this here. That's pretty terrible mouse play. This one is where I want the wheeler. So that'll allow them to go around and clear all of this. And let's see how much room I have in here. 75. So plus 14. Yeah, so that should be perfect stable here. So the more square that I get, so 83 plus 5, so that's 88, and a stable can be 96. So I should be able to deconstruct these here as well. And yeah, that'll be, oh, yeah, that should be pretty much our, can deconstruct this. Be able to refill this wall, get rid of those 2 tiles as well. We'll be pretty close to 96. If not, we'll be just putting another layer on top and get rid of this one. So the more square we have in the stable, the more Dracos we can put into this for them to be happy. I think it's 8 squares per animals. So if you have more than that, they become unhappy. So try to prevent this. So here's our. This here is going to be our ventilation. We're going to pump our all our hydrogen from here. We're going to also make the same little automation item that I made before. So we want a gas shut off right before. Yeah, so we're going to put our gas shut off here with our gas pipe that comes from this area. It'll be here. Whoa. That lagged. That's weird. Let's clean this up before something happens. Okay, let's pretend nothing happened. And then we're gonna need a pump here. We're gonna need a ladder for them to reach it. So let's try to put those pipes again, like this. Gonna need power. I got power here. So I got this all the way there. Here we're gonna need our element sensor. What's important is that the element sensor is right and on the square right before the inlet to the gas shut off, so that it actually controls the item that you really want to go in. And then we're gonna need an output for the oxygen or everything else that would try to get in here, and an automation wire. Let's go in gold because we got a lot of it. So everything is gonna get pumped from here. It's already started. So it's coming here. But yes, so here, deconstruct this very quickly. Before, okay. So we didn't have time to power this up yet. So I didn't want to just cycle this pump for no reason. But it looks like there's a lot of hydrogen in it, so that's pretty good. So it will work perfectly. So, why? Okay, this one here, I want hydrogen. So, and I just need something to power up this one. So, where do I have power? Here. We'll need power in here for the shearing station anyway, which I guess I can start to plan ahead. So I'll need another. Oops, not this one. So if I kill this one, won't have any way to move, which would be problematic. So I don't need this one here anymore. Alright. So I'll need to put a little bit of carbon dioxide just so that it reach here, and they need 150 grams. So if I put a kilo in here in total, should be more than enough to feed those 5 here. I'll be... oh, I got 6. Yeah, so I'll need just slightly above a kilo. So it'll take a while for it to settle, but once it's done, we'll be all good to go. Alright, so come on, all I need is the power line. Power line's coming. Let's go priority line and everything. And then I'll need a storing bin right here, as well as a critter drop off right here. Oh, we already got a little bit of hydrogen in here. Perfect. As soon as they connected the power, the shut off open. Not a lot, but it means that this system works now. So we'll reconnect the pipe that we broke. We'll get that one going again. I will get rid of this layer, so this little bit of hydrogen makes its way there too. And that'll be good for a start. We'll start pumping more as we find more pockets. There's a big one down below here. That's one that I was in the process of getting. So that's all of this is gonna make its way through this pump here, make it all the way up. As long as it makes its way before the gas shut off and the element sensor, it'll just cycle through. So you see now it works pretty good. So all the oxygen makes its way back into the base. All the hydrogen makes its way down. That's what we want. Need to just dig this here as well. I'll increase the priority. Because now we're pretty much just pumping oxygen. Oh no, still quite a bit. That's good. It's a lot of sand. Which I missed that one. So all the hydrogen just gonna make its way up there. So I'm gonna stop this. Disable. High priority. So I want it to happen now. So by the time they come in and deal with it, should have quite a bit of hydrogen in here. 300 grams, it's not too bad. So I'm gonna bring the egg that's laying over there in here. So we got a Dracolet egg. Don't have the glossy Draco egg yet. And here it's gonna be Dracos. Where are the Dracos? Right here. I also take the little babies in case I get one. Maybe from... oh, I got printables. Oxalate. Alright. That'll give me a little bit of oxygen. It's free. Why not? So here's the Draco. I want you to wraggle very fast. I want you to sweep it very fast as well. I'll put you very high priority. And you too. So, should happen. And now we can deconstruct this square as well. And what I did is I prevented the tubes from going into this room. Since this one's trying to pump out all the chlorine, I didn't want to open up the door and force some oxygen into it. It would just reduce the efficiency of the pump. So I'm gonna allow them to go back in so that they can go and do their jobs and get me the Dracos in the area where I want them. Good job, Nikolai. So now I would need a little bit, I'll put a little bit of oxygen in here. Just to say, oh, even, yeah. I'll enable it again. Just put a little bit, a few blocks. I'll put natural gas for now, so it just fills the pipe, and then I'll have control of how many I want. Now, that should be enough. Disable the building. So, oxygen. What's that? Polluted oxygen? Oh, wait. Yeah, I messed up on that one. Alright, so now that's just oxygen, so I'm going to slow down just to control how many goes in. So they're all about 2 kilos each. So I need 2 or 3 and that should be good. So oxygen. That's so slow. There we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I want to go back to hydrogen. There. Okay. And this one's stopped again. Start to have so much chlorine in here that it actually starts to make its way outside, which I guess is good. It means that this one here does its job. There's a little bit of polluted oxygen still. What's this one sitting in? Sitting in chlorine. Alright, so that's what we want. And carbon dioxide. So all the oxygen here, that's just from them opening the door. I'm not happy with this one. Gonna kill this pump as well. Disable building. So now we have a Draco. This is really happy. This room here, we got 93. And I think I said we are allowed 96? Yeah. So I could have had an extra 3 squares. I might just add 3 mealwood right here and destroy these 3 squares here. So I don't think I will need scaffolding anymore. So I'm gonna get rid of it. I'm just gonna get this, construct this, increase the priority. Next, to be make sure that it is it works properly. So I'm gonna put this one here, as well as the shearing station closer here, because the shearing station requires power. Like this. I'm gonna make a storage bin there, so I can get rid of this one. Make sure I drop the egglet in the room so that it actually works. And incubate, they don't incubate if you leave them in storage bin. They just end up cracking, dropping the egg on the floor, and the shell as well, and you lost your Draco egg. So I'm going to deconstruct this one. Everything is on priority 9. And one thing that I want to do as well with these here, I want to make them priority 6, because I want to make sure that they do bring the dirt every day. But I have to disable the auto harvest on all of them. Oh, it's on the plant. that one? Oh yeah. Disable harvest. Nope. Disable harvest there. So that'll make sure that they just come in, put the trees in, but let them grow so that the Draco will actually eat them. So this is getting built. As soon as the shearing station gets built, should have, I think it's, forgot who's our rancher, I think it's Bert. So Bert will go and do his thing right here. Oh, I got even better than this. So I'm going to disable this. I'm going to deconstruct this. There's a new item that came out with the actual launch. It's the automatic dispenser. Yeah. So I'm going to build this one here instead. So what I can do with this one that I really like, I started to use that for most of my eggs, is that, like, I got it here while they build it. So I have it on sweep only, so they use critter eggs. Right now it's just the hatchling, because I got a bunch over here that I just keep sweeping. So the dupes will go pick up the hatchling eggs when I select them to be swept. I'm gonna dump it in the dispenser. Dispenser, I don't have anything to stop it, so it comes and sees that there's something, so it just dumps it on the ground. So I got tons and tons of hatchlings eggs. They're just gonna crack open, the hatchling will roam over here and eventually just die and give me some food. Really, that's all I'm looking for, because I want to upgrade my hatchlings, my hatch into stone hatch, which gives you a better amount of coal per food they eat. So I'm gonna replace all of them slowly by stone hatchling, get rid of all the hatches. So it's a work in progress. So every few minutes I go into here, make sure that there's no eggs laying on the ground, and they're just gonna be piled up here. Eventually I'm gonna drop them in some sort of kill room, so that we just automatically kills them, get the food, and cook some barbecue. But I don't have that yet. So I'm gonna make the same thing here. So sweep only, it's really important. If not, they'll just keep going back, picking up the egg, dumping it in. It'll go on the floor, and then someone will go pick up the egg again, put it in the machine. So make sure it's on sweep only, so you have control of what goes into it. So I want to make sure that it's the Drecklet's eggs. So what's the room looks like? I think I might be still too much hydrogen, not enough CO2. Yeah, oxygen. So I might have to pump some CO2. It'll probably be really good when I open up this here. It'll work very well. What I might do is I'm gonna just add a second. Yeah, that's why. Oh yeah, I got time. So let's go and do another one. So I'm gonna add another gas pipe element sensor. It's gonna be another shaft, and it's gonna merge right here. I need automation wire. So this one here is gonna take CO2, open the valve shut off, send the CO2 in here. Whatever is not CO2 is gonna go, get filtered by this one. If it's hydrogen, open the shut off, make its way down there. And everything else will just go back here. So, got another minute and a half before the end of the video. So, let's make sure that this happens. Bad timing. This is the night. Oh well. So this will be built for the next time. Hopefully I'll have a nice little CO2 setup here. The good thing about the CO2 is that nothing should really disturb it once it be settled there. So they'll just come down, CO2, eat, and then go and hang out on the walls again. Might be putting like spikes, or not sure how to mention it in order to increase their time that they were just going to be waving around the hydrogen. Because if I want to follow my 4x20 blocks, I'd have to go all the way up here anyway. So I got another 2 zones, so I might be able to open this up a little bit, put stalactite or something like that, so that they spend more time up here. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you do, leave a comment. It's always nice to talk to people, so and see what people think of my videos. So if you like it, share it with your friends. Subscribe my channel so you get updated whenever I make another one. And that'll be it. So I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.